Welcome back to Hey Baby and Beyond. I'm Lauren, an antenatal and postnatal teacher here in the UK. In this video, I just want to do a part one of the most common questions that I'm asked as a teacher about feeding your baby. So these are things that parents often ask me in feeding classes or antenatal classes about things that come up when you're feeding your baby. So here is the first one. So what formula is best to feed my baby? So when it comes to formulas for feeding your baby, they all have to be made to a UK standard. So really, no matter what formula you choose, it will be made that is safe to feed your baby. Often people choose certain brands because they might disclude certain ingredients, but again, every brand has to be made to suit UK laws. So I always say, just pick whatever brand that you was going to go with. Don't pick it off the price because the price does not reflect the product. And there is some information on first steps nutrition which you can find online, and this is evidence-based information that's shared with parents throughout the NHS. The next question that I often get asked is, does expressing hurt? So when you're using a breast pump for the first time, it can sometimes be a little bit daunting. You don't know what it's going to feel like, you don't know how it's going to actually come out or how strong that suction is. So try and do your first expressing session when you are relaxed and feeling comfortable. You're not sore because you've not fed your baby. Make sure that you're in the right frame of mind and just take it slow to start with. So the breast pumps do have different settings on them. Start with the lower settings and then work your way up as you feel like you can do it, and that will be the best way to go gentle with the expressing. Another thing with expressing is don't expect to see mountains of milk to start with, because often you don't. Everybody's milk production will be different and slow, so just bear that in mind when you're expressing as well. The next thing I am commonly asked is when you can start expressing or mixed feeding your baby. So the general rule is when your feeding is established, when your breastfeeding is established. So you need to be getting to the point normally around 4 to 6 weeks where your milk production is doing what it should do, your baby knows how to latch well and is feeding well, and you're not having any concerns around the baby's latch or being sore when the baby's latching, and making sure that that's okay before you start introducing an expressing session. Or if you're not going to express and you want to formula feed, then making sure that you are expressing when your feed would have been, just to make sure that we're keeping on top of that milk production. The next question that I'm often asked is, when can you start harvesting colostrum? Harvesting colostrum can be done from around 37 weeks, 36 to 37. Always speak to your midwife. It is often told that it's a good thing to do if you've got gestational diabetes or there's any sign that your baby might be poorly or need extra help after birth. But everybody can express colostrum or attempt to express it, and I have done a video separately on that which I will link below. The next thing that I am often asked is, can my baby use dummy if I'm going to exclusively breastfeed? Again, the guidelines state that making sure that your baby's feeding is established first, because what we don't want is to be giving the dummy to the baby instead of giving a feed and missing the feeding cues and instead giving the dummy, because then potentially you've missed that feed. Obviously your breasts are going to be engorged and start to get sore if you're missing a feed, and then it can be hard to latch your baby, and then obviously it's a cycle after that of them being frustrated and you getting really sore. So that was part one of the video. I've got lots more to come. Do subscribe to the channel and do comment any of your breastfeeding or feeding comments below, any questions you've got, and if I can help you I will. But don't forget to like the video and subscribe.